What's going on, guys? Ribombees teacher now, so we're back with the RBL, week number 3. Your Royal Bournemouth Ribombees are taking on HuggyBear Gaming and Coach HuggyBear. For those of you who are wondering where the previous 2 weeks were, we actually just took over this team from Don. Don unfortunately dropped, so Rakusik hit me up, so I took over. We're currently 0-2, I believe Huggy is 1-1. He's got a very, very scary team, though. His team, as you can see over on the far left, consists of a G-Max Lapras, a pseudo-ish electric terrain core with Regieleki and Tapu Koko, also pairing that up with Zerkadri and Dracozolt. It's got a Meowstic male, which actually has the ability Prankster, which is something to bear in mind. It gets a lot of utility options. Vaporeon, pretty bulky support mon, probably isn't going to come. Gardevoir could come, definitely a good offensive mon, also surprisingly fast, something to bear in mind. Hydreigon, a good mixed attacker if he wants to bring it. I don't know how good Hydreigon is in VGC, I've never really used it. And then Torracat and Ivysaur. Torracat I don't really see coming unless he needs Intimidate for some reason, which he might bring for Regigigas, I guess. But I'm not entirely sure. Ivysaur doesn't really have much of a place on this team, in my opinion. I don't think it really does anything in the matchup. But I can definitely see the G-Max Lapras being a thing, especially something with, like, Meowstic. I could see those two being a pretty solid duo. Meowstic, of course, being surprisingly fast at 104 base speed. It outspeeds Regigigas, which is something to bear in mind. It doesn't outspeed a lot of other things that can hit it really hard, though. I do have some pretty fast Pokemon on my team, like Zeraora, that can hit it with knockoff and stuff like that, to really cause it some issues, particularly with things like Light Clay. I can also run Snarl as well on Zeraora if I really wanted to, and things like that. Meowstic does get Screens, does get Thunder Wave, does get Fake Tears, which are all pretty solid moves in the current VGC format. Koko Alecki, it's kind of interesting if he brings both. I'm not really sure which one the screen setter would probably be. I'd imagine probably Regieleki, because you would want it to be up faster. But if you do bring Regieleki, I don't think you bring Meowstic, because they both kind of do the same thing. They're both good screen setters with Light Clay, and I feel like they'd be anti-synergizing with each other. Tapu Koko is a very, very fast offensive mon. It is outsped by Zeraora, however, so that's something to bear in mind. Dracozolt's a pretty interesting mon, very, very powerful on the physical side. Does get Hustle, of course, to really boost its damage, which makes it a very, very viable max target, because it's essentially a free 50% boost. And on top of that, it typically runs Life Orb as well, which makes it even more scary. Lapras could also be a Light Clay set with G-Max Resonance, but I'm not really sure he can bring that. I think he's more likely to either bring Leftovers or maybe Weakness Policy, because I do have fighting moves to hit it, or electric moves myself to hit it. So it could run something like that. I could definitely see that being a thing. Zerkadri, very solid special offensive mon. It isn't the fastest thing in the world. I have plenty of things that outspeed it. So that could definitely be an interesting phenomenon. I think if I had to pick a 6, it's probably Lapras, Regieleki, maybe Koko, but not sure. Zerkadri, Dracozolt, Meowstic. I think probably the top 6 would be a very solid 6 for him. I don't think he brings too much of the bottom 6. He could bring the Hydreigon. I could see that as a potential Speed-type Haxorus type thing, although Haxorus does get first impression now, which it didn't in previous gens. Gardevoir could definitely be a thing. It is pretty fast. There is kind of like semi-pseudo Trick Room options here with Meowstic, but given the fact I have things like Ferrothorn, which actually excels in Trick Room, I don't think he can run Trick Room on this team. So, yeah, it's definitely an interesting team and a lot to break down. But let's talk about what I'm bringing to this match, and then we'll go straight on into the battle. So first up is indubitably the Galarian Weezing holding a Sugar Berry. We're actually running a pretty interesting set. We've got max HP and a lot of Spadef, and we're running a little bit of speed. Now, this speed actually allows me to outspeed Dracozolt at -1. So, for example, if he leads Dracozolt plus something else, even if he maxes it, I can just max my next mon, which we'll talk about in a minute, drop the speed stat, and this will then outspeed the Dracozolt, which could definitely be very, very strong. I believe it can also... it might not outspeed the Zerkadri, but it will definitely be pretty close. But we're running Will-O-Wisp, Protect, Sludge Bomb, and Taunt. This is actually pretty nice, especially against things like the Meowstic. Could potentially prevent any more stat drops, which would definitely be nice. Sludge Bomb is probably my best move of choice here. I considered Strange Steam as well for things like the Hydreigon, but I didn't see Hydreigon coming too much. Plus, I have a lot of Hydreigon answers on this team, so I'm less concerned about Hydreigon. Gardevoir could definitely be a problem for this set, but if I can taunt and stop it from Calm Minding, I think we're in a decent spot either way. And we're running a Calm Nature because we want as much Spadef as possible. Next up is Reggie Thickass, the Regigigas, of course, holding a Life Orb because this is by far and away the best item for Regigigas. We're running max HP, max attack, or not max HP, max speed, max attack rather, just to hit as hard as possible. 100 speed is pretty fast against a lot of this team. It does outspeed basically everything bar Coco, Regieleki, Meowstic, and maybe Gardevoir. I forget Gardevoir's speed tier. I think Mega Gardevoir's faster, but regular Gardevoir is not as fast unless it's Scarfed. So this does hit really, really hard. Running Giga Impact, Earthquake, Drain Punch, Darkest Lariat. This is basically my main max target. If I wanted to max it, this would be what I would max. Max Giga Impact does a hell of a lot of damage. If I can hit it on a Coco before it sets up Reflect, it does a lot of damage. I can actually do a lot of damage even to Meowstic with Reflect up and stuff like that. Earthquake is very solid here. The ground moves obviously murder things like the Coco, the Regieleki, and also give us a Spadaf boost if we get it off. Drain Punch was my fighting move of choice. Superpower is actually not worth it because when you max for a fighting move, the actual max knuckle base powers are relatively low. So when you max Drain Punch, it's 90 base power. When you max Superpower, it is 95 base power. So it's not that big a difference. I like Drain Punch more as it gives me a little bit of extra longevity. I did consider Break, thanks to a suggestion of mine from my friend Chicken, who's also in the LGL. But I feel like Drain Punch is better, and we'll talk about why in a second. And Darkest Lariat is great against any setup mons, especially things like Meowstic that try to set up, or anything like that. So we got a pretty solid moveset on this thing. We're running Jolly just to make sure we're as fast as we can be. Next up is Knuckles the Ferrothorn, pretty much our main Lapras answer, running Leftovers and basically fully Spadef at this point, because that's going to give us as much room to survive the Lapras hits as possible. Also allows us to guaranteed live a hit, or almost guaranteed live a hit from Focus Blast Xurkitree if it specs, assuming it comes. We do pretty much live it all the time. We're running Protect, Leech Seed, Iron Defense, Body Press. If I can get an Iron Defense off, I basically wall most of this team. Body Press does great damage to things like the Hydreigon and the Lapras. Leech Seed is also good for maintaining longevity. Leech Seed Protect is actually a really, really nice combination, so long as I hit it. And we're running Careful Nature just because we want as much Spadef as possible. Next up is Bruce C, the G-Max Urshifu Rapid Strike, holding Focus Sash as it's by far and away its best item. We're running Max Speed, Max Attack because that speed ties Hydreigon, so we're in a pretty solid spot there. We do outspeed the Xurkitree and the Dracozolt as well, assuming there is no Max Airstream shenanigans. We're running Aqua Jet, Close Combat, Surging Strikes, Protect, basically the main moveset of choice. It doesn't really run all that much else, but it does hit incredibly hard. The Close Combat actually hits the Lapras insanely hard, and obviously G-Max Rapid Flow breaks through Max Guard, so I definitely have that to consider as well. Aqua Jet is nice just for picking off targets or getting damage off before I die, and of course Jolly Nature for the speed. Next up, we are running Expert Belt Cinderace. This was originally my Focus Sash mod because I changed one mod out of the team for a Shifu, which we'll talk about. We're running Max Attack, Max Speed with Libero. I don't necessarily need the Max Speed, but there wasn't really any other EVs that I particularly wanted to put anything on because there just wasn't a reason to. You don't actually live any hits. High Jump Kick, Iron Head, Pyre Ball, Acrobatics. This could be a potential max target depending on what he brings. This does actually do a lot against the majority of his team. Max Airstream, of course, is extremely nice from the Acrobatics, and Pyre Ball, of course, main stab of choice. Max Flare could actually be really good. Especially if the Lapras tries to go for Max Geyser, for example. And of course Jolly Nature for the speed still. I couldn't actually run Adamant to outspeed the Gardevoir. I did actually calc that. It doesn't actually work. Next up is Assault Vested Zeraora. Actually running a bit of a surprising set because we're actually running this especially offensively, but we're running it with Assault Vest. This actually allows me to live a lot of hits. It's actually very much a supportive style set. Fake Out, Snarl, Rising Voltage, and Focus Blast. Rising Voltage plus Focus Blast actually hits a lot of this team really hard. Rising Voltage was preferred over Thunderbolt because they are likely to have electric terrain at some point, unless Coco doesn't come, which I feel like it should, but I'm not entirely convinced. And obviously Hasty Nature because we wanted the extra speed just in case. And that is going to be our team. So, definitely an interesting team. I'm looking forward to playing against Huggy. This is going to be a tough opening match for us, but we shall see how it goes. So, I'm going to go connect with Huggy. So, let's go and see how we get on in the battle. See you in a bit. Alright guys, we're connected up with our boy Hugo, aka HuggyBear. We are going to quickly go select our team, which is going to be our party, of course. You can see the 6 I'm bringing up there, and you can see the 6 I think he's going to be bringing. We're going to pick our party, and we'll see how well this goes. Let's see, what music do I fancy listening to? I really like Catarix's music, so I think we'll go with that. And yep, we shall click let the battle begin. We are ready to go. HuggyBear's ready to go. Let's see how well this goes. Let's see what we're up against. Please select to participate in Pokemon. What did you bring? Ooh, no Regieleki. Okay, so a lot of what I didn't expect. But I'm A-okay with this. So, he does bring the Meowstic. Huh. So, Weezing Regigigas does actually feel kind of good here. He doesn't bring Dracozolt either, which is actually really good for us. He does bring the God of War. Huh. I kind of like leading with a Shifu and Ferrothorn. Because I don't think he'd lead Tapu Koko in this matchup. He might lead Koko. He could lead like Koko God of War. It could be like Trick Room here. Huh. I kind of like the idea of leading Ferrothorn and Urshifu. And then I can bring like Zeraora and Cinderace in the back. I feel like that's actually really good for us. So let's try that first time round. So I haven't had a lot of time to playtest against this team. I haven't played against my opponent, or haven't playtested against my opponent's team. So I'm gonna bait him here into thinking that we're bringing Weezing Regigigas when we're not. But right, let's quickly update my opponent's team. As he doesn't bring Regieleki, he brings Hydreigon instead. Alright, Hugo. Sorry about the weird screen thing. I don't quite know why I did that, but it's fine. Alright. Hydreigon Xurkitree. That's a really good lead for us. So, the question is, how much does my Rapid Flow do to Xurkitree? Because I would imagine a Xurkitree is either Scarfed or doubles. So I think what I do here is I protect Pharaoh. And then I max Rapid Flow into the Xurkitree. Because not both of these can't be Scarfed, right? So let's go for that. He switches Hydreigon, which I'm really okay with that, into Koko. Okay, that's fine. Does he max anything? Probably not, right? So we're going to commit our max to Urshifu here. This should knock out Xurkitree. This should knock out the Xurkitree. Unless it maxes. Which he doesn't. We do protect the Fern. He probably was focus blasting it. So we do hit the Rapid Flow. This is going to do a lot. Yeah. But Xurkitree is sashed. Okay, that's good to know. Rising Voltage, that's going to do a lot, take me down to my own sash, so that's really good information that we got there. Okay. So, what I can do then is... he might Focus Blast into my Ferrothorn now. But if I can get a Leech Seed off onto Koko... and then Max Guard. Because the Coco is going to be faster than my Urshifu. So we'll just see what he goes for. U-turn, actually. Into my Urshifu. Okay. And then Rising Voltage into Pharaoh. Okay. That's fine. We're not going to take too much from that. And we're going to get the Leech Seed off. Which we miss. That's pretty big, actually. Okay. Huh. So I think we protect again. And then I guess we would just max Knuckle into the Coco just in case. He probably U-turns and knocks me out, but that's fine. So we can go into Zeraora next turn. Did you get the protect off again? Dazzling Gleam. Alright. He's gonna knock out my Urshifu. And Rising Voltage. Alright, I wonder if this, So we know Coco's not Scarfed. We're gonna go into our Zeraora here. Okay. So I have Cinderace in the back, which is kind of awkward in a way. I do need to keep Cinderace for Hydreigon. I definitely just want to Leech Seed into Coco and Snarl, I think. Or I can actually just Fake Out and kill the... No, I'm faster than both. We'll go for Snarl. This should knock out the Xurkitree and do a little bit of chip onto the Coco. So we know the Coco has Dazzling Gleam, so we know it's somewhat special. U-turn. That's fine. Gonna do a bit. Okay. So you have Hydreigon and what in the back? Gardevoir. Okay. I'm okay with that. So he's gonna trace my Volt Absorb, but that's not a big deal. We are gonna get the Leech Seed off on it. Alright. I'll let it delay out after this match, I think. And back will come the Hydreigon, so... So I'd imagine this Gardevoir might have Mystical Fire. Which could be a problem for my Ferrothorn. But then my Cinderace would be faster. Okay, well he's giving me a bit of time, so I might as well make some changes now. Why'd you go over to that screen? Right, I want you over here. Alright, he does bring out the Hydreigon as we expected. Okay. So, here my play is just to... I could protect here. And I could just Snarl again, honestly. Or I can just go for the Focus Blast, but I think the Snarl is better. As he actually maxes, so that's probably Hydreigon, right? It's Gardevoir, actually. Ah, that's interesting. Alright. Can my capture go back to full, please? That would be very kind of it. I'm gonna have to get used to doing this because I'm not used to doing Wi-Fi battles. You do get the Snarl off. Bit of chip. We actually crit the Hydreigon, which is kind of funny. We are gonna get some important special attack drops here. Okay, what'd you go for? Dark Pulse. into Zeraora. We should take this pretty comfortably. And Max Flare. That's probably going to knock out my Ferrothorn. Oh, I did nothing. Okay. So this is actually not the worst for us. And it's leftovers Hydreigon. Okay, so we got a lot of good intel here. We didn't see a Life Orb on the Gardevoir. Could be Assault Vest. And get some health back. A nice bit of chunk of health. That's what we like to see. So I can definitely just keep snarling here. I kind of want to body press into Hydreigon and Snarl. I could Focus Blast. No, I like Snarl. I like just constantly dropping these special attacks. Goes for Protect. Good play. We are going to get the Snarl off, so this Gardevoir's going to lose even more special attack. We're not doing a lot of damage because it's a resistant. Well, it's a neutral hit, but by dropping the special attack constantly, we're in a really good spot. Here's the Max Flare. This will probably kill my Ferrothorn. Yeah. I'm for it. But that's not the worst, because now we can just bring in Cinderace. So Hydreigon's back to full, but that's not a big deal. We'll bring out the Cinderace. Alright. So I kind of just want to Pyro Ball into Gardevoir and Snarl. Because he doesn't realize that I have attacking moves yet. He's only seen Snarl on the Zeraora, so I'm going to try and win this by not giving away as much information as possible. We do Snarl again. Not very effective in neutral and Gardevoir, but the special attack drops are huge. I do have to remember that he still has the Coco in the back. And that's a huge Pyro Ball hit. Alright, beautiful. Now Hydreigon goes for Dark Balls into what? Zeraora? Okay. So I almost feel like I can leave the Hydreigon alone here. So here comes the Coco. So he can't hit my Zeraora with an electric move. But if I Snarl Pyro Ball into Coco, I should probably knock it out. That's what we're going to go for. Because the more we can drop the special attacks of these ones, because he's brought very heavily special offensive mons to this match. We're going to Snarl again. Okay. So the Coco does have a lot of speed on it, as expected. I actually did a fair chunk to my Zeraora. Fireball does connect, which is nice. We get to see the sick animation. See how much this does. Yeah, it's just gone. That's huge. Okay, so now we're in a really good spot here. Surf. Ah, that's cool. So Surf Dark Pulse. No Earth Power, which is kind of interesting. I would have expected him to bring Earth Power to this match. Do I risk the high jump kick? I don't know if I need to. I mean, we can go for it. And actually I can just show Rising Voltage here. Nah, he forfeits. That makes sense. Okay. So, he didn't bring the Dracozolt and bought the Gardevoir instead. So that's what I need to edit to the layout. Let me put Gardevoir in. So he must have thought that I was going to bring Weezing Regigigas there. So I'm pretty glad I didn't. We'll take his lead card, why not? Alright, and we play with the same rules, because it is round 2. So we won the first round. So, adaptations for us. Do we need to make an adaptation? Was maxing our Shifu necessary? Maybe not. I kind of like leading Zeraora Shifu. Because Zeraora seemed very, very good against them. So, we're gonna go back into our team again. Let's see, what are we gonna listen to this time? Let's listen to Legend 3, why not? Okay. So, round 2, of course, good luck. HuggyBear, let's see what you got this time. So, we could definitely lead the same thing. Or I could actually just lead Zeraora and Shifu. Because I think Zeraora is a phenomenal lead. Because his team is, like, entirely specially offensive. So I think we bring the same mons, but we switch up the order. So I'm not going to lead Farah. I did lead Farah last time. He might lead the God of War this time to go for the flares, which is why I wanted to lead Zeraora. Because Zeraora outspeeds this entire team. I'm surprised he didn't bring a Scarf Mon to prepare for that. Okay, what's next? What have you got this time, Hugo? Yeah, what's gonna come out? Lapras Meowstic, which is what I thought would come the first time. Okay. So we'll lead Zeraora and Urshifu here. So he knows my Urshifu's sashed. I definitely just want to fake out the Meowstic, but I kind of like the Snarl play more. He could be Policy Lapras, which could be scary. Although I'd imagine your screens, right? Is there a reason for me not to just max Knuckle the Lapras? Huh. Yeah, because I definitely think you max Lightning my Urshifu here. But you won't be faster than me, so... We do commit our max. Same as we did last time, but we are going to Snarl first. So the Meowstic could well go for like fake tears, which is what I'm worried about. But I am Assault Vested Zeraora, so I don't think it's the worst for us, even if we do get Spit F drops. So he should max the Lapras here. Yeah, he does. Okay. I could have Focus Blasted the Lapras, actually. Maybe I should have doubled the Lapras. Huh. I don't know. We'll see after this game how much the Max Knuckle did and if it's weakness policy. You do see the fake tears. That's what we expected. Into Zeraora. Alright. So we do get the Snarl off. Lapras actually juked it, so did Meowstic. That's actually really bad. How much is this gonna do? That does a lot. Okay, that's good to know. And are you Policy? That was a crit. Okay. You're not Policy, by the looks of this. Oh, you are Policy. Okay. So your screen's Meowstic. Alright. And there's the Resonance. How much is this gonna do? Probably in my Zera. We're -2, but we are Assault Vests. And that just knocks us out. Alright. So that's really bad. For sure. Huh. So, in that case, let's bring out our Ferrothorn, because this was our Lapras answer. I can body press here. Yeah, so I think I need a double the Lapras here. I definitely shouldn't have let my Zeraora go down like that. I probably should have faked out the Meowstic. Why would you do that? You already had Aurora Veil up. That's a wasted turn, Hugo. Because Aurora Veil is both screens at the same time. So we actually knocked out the Lapras. I didn't think that would kill because we weren't correct. Oh, we were +1. Yeah, I should have leech seeded the Meowstic there. That was kind of bad on my end. But that's okay. We still have our Sash intact as well, which makes this very, very interesting. So we go for the body press. We will hit. It won't do a lot of damage. I could have leech seeded there. Alright. Tapu Koko. Okay. Kind of what I expected. So... he could U-turn out here. For sure. So... I kind of want to leech seed the Meowstic. And then just max Knuckle. Or I could just Rapid Flow, because Meowstic's not going to do a lot of damage. So yeah, we'll Rapid Flow into Koko. There's the D-Gleam. That's a sizable chunk. We are going to hit the Rapid Flow, so this Meowstic doesn't have speed on it. And we're going to knock out the Koko. So good to know that the Meowstic doesn't have speed on it, because my Urshifu would not outspeed it otherwise. Expanding Force may kill me. Oh, I did nothing. Wow. Okay. We're gonna leech seed the Meowstic. So we're just gonna get our health back. Which is basically what I need Pharaoh for. Alright. Get some nice, good quality health back. So we know this thing has Expanding Force, which is good to know. So what's your last? Gardevoir, probably? Yeah. That's to be expected. So he's going to trace my Iron Barbs. Which actually is kind of bad. So Gardevoir normally outspeeds me. And he hasn't maxed yet, so I expect him to max. I think I protect. Oh, actually. I have Cinderace in the back, right? Yeah, so I don't need to worry about protecting, I don't think. Because I can let Ferrothorn go down here. We'll Leech Seed the Gardevoir. And I think we Aqua Jet. Because we know we're faster than the Meowstic. Yeah, I gotta Aqua Jet the Gardevoir. We are +2 attack, so we're gonna do a decent chunk of damage. He doesn't max, actually. I don't know why you didn't max there. That crit probably mattered, and I'm sorry if it did. But I am +2 attack, and it is stab boosted. Oh wait, he maxed Lapras. He couldn't max. Oh, I'm stupid. Okay, so I actually misplayed a little bit there, but it doesn't matter. So, Leech Seed's not gonna work because Meowstic's already seeded. But yeah, I think we just take the win here. I don't know what this Meowstic's gonna be able to do to me. I'm just gonna protect, just to be sure that there's no shenanigans, and then Aqua Jet the Meowstic. Yeah, he forfeits. So good game to HuggyBear. That's a good, clean 2-0 victory for us. Good start for us to join in the RBL. We started 0-2, we're now 1-2. That was a really fun game, Hugo. Definitely not too sure what you were going for with the second play. The Meowstic wasted turn setting up Reflect when you set up Aurora Veil with G-Max Resonance. Definitely didn't help you. You did make a very good play on my Zeraora in the second game. I think I just generally prepped really well against you. The Snarl Zeraora is definitely something that is very annoying for this team. You brought entirely specially offensive mons. I would have liked to have seen the Draco's ult from you. I think the Draco's ult would have done a lot against my team. Especially if you could set it up. I don't know if you have a Tailwind mon on your team, but you do have like Prankster, T-Wave, Meowstic, and stuff like that. I guess you got baited by my Weezing Regigigas, which would make sense. Obviously, I didn't bring it this match. But yeah, definitely a fun series. Really excited for the RBL, of course. But not sure who my next opponent is, but we're not going to be playing our next match until the beginning of January, as we're going to take a break for Christmas. So thank you all so much for watching. My name is Ribombees Teacher. I'm your coach at the Royal Bournemouth Ribombees. Stay safe, stay awesome, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.